Okay, so you've definitely heard the name before, right? The Strait of Hormuz? It's always flashing across headlines, usually tied to global tensions, oil prices, you know the drill. But here's the thing, that is only half the story, not even. Today, we're going to uncover the two starkly different realities of one of the most critical waterways on the entire planet.
Let's just start with a number that puts this whole thing into perspective. 21%. Get this, that's the percentage of the entire world's daily oil consumption that has to pass right through this one narrow strait. A fifth of the planet's energy lifeline, all squeezed through this tiny, tiny passage.
And this quote it nails it. It really sets the stage for the first reality we need to get our heads around. This isn't just some shipping lane. It's a geopolitical fault line, a place where the massive tectonic plates of global power are constantly grinding against each other.
So let's dive into that first. Hormuz as this global fault line. What is it that makes this specific stretch of water such a strategic and, let's be honest, dangerous choke point? Well, it really all comes down to geography.
You might look at the map and see it's about 33 kilometers wide and think, okay, that seems like plenty of space. But that is incredibly deceptive. The actual reality for the world's biggest tankers is two razor-thin lanes, just 3 kilometers wide each way. Every single ship is forced into these tight, predictable paths. There's no room for error.
To manage all this, there's this incredibly strict set of rules called the Traffic Separation Scheme. It's all operated by Oman from a radar station way up on a mountain peak, basically playing air traffic controller for the sea, choreographing this immense flow of energy just to prevent a catastrophic collision.
And you know, wherever you have a predictable choke point like this, you inevitably get what can only be described as an architecture of pressure. This isn't just a waterway. It's one of the most heavily militarized corridors on the whole planet. Think about it. You've got Iran with dozens of these fast attack boats designed for swarm tactics. You've got coastal missile batteries with ranges over 100 kilometers. And you've got this constant eye in the sky with all sorts of surveillance drones. And of course, all of that is mirrored by Western and other regional navies, creating layer upon layer upon layer of military observation and potential threat.
This quote, wow. It just powerfully captures what it must actually feel like to go through the strait. For the sailors on these ships, this isn't some abstract geopolitical game. It's the very real, very tense feeling of being constantly in the crosshairs, knowing that one wrong move, one single miscalculation could trigger an international crisis. So, okay, we painted this picture of a global time bomb, right? A trigger point just waiting to be pulled. But what if that's only one side of the coin? What if this place of extreme tension is also, unbelievably, a place of extreme and totally unexpected beauty? Let's go there now. Let's explore that other side, focusing on the islands that sit right in the heart of the strait. Because these are places that hold critical military assets right alongside some of the planet's most jaw-dropping natural wonders.
I mean, just think about that contrast for a second. We're going from gun barrels and missile batteries to a place where nature itself seems to be the artist. This is Rainbow Valley on HORMOZ Island.
The very same island that hosts military outposts and radar stations constantly scanning the channel is also home to this incredible valley, literally stained with vibrant, colorful minerals. And if you go deep beneath its surface, you find one of the largest, most spectacular salt caves in the entire Persian Gulf. It's this almost unbelievable dual identity.
And the paradox gets even more intense on the next island over, Quiche. Militarily, it's called a long stone gate, an absolutely crucial piece in Iran's strategic puzzle. But at the same time, it's a celebrated UNESCO global geopark, and it's home to an ancient boat-building tradition so unique that it's recognized as part of our intangible cultural heritage. How is that even possible?
And that brings us to the people and the incredibly deep history of this region. See, long before it was a choke point for oil, Hormuz was a crossroads for culture. And you can still see the echoes of that ancient world everywhere you look today.
The history here is just layered. You've got a 16th century Portuguese fort built to control the spice trade. You have these ancient windcatcher towers on Kesh that are basically masterpieces of natural air conditioning. And you have these boat-building skills passed down through countless generations. All of it, all this ancient history, is still alive, existing right alongside 21st century military hardware. And then you hop over to the Omani side, the Musandam Peninsula, and the landscape itself will just take your breath away. Here, you have these rugged desert mountains that plunge straight down into the turquoise water, creating what people call the Arabian fjords. It's a place of just immense, quiet beauty.
And tucked away in these fjords, there's this little village called Kumza. The people there speak a language called Kumzari, a super rare language that's like a living artifact of this region's history as a global crossroads. It blends words from centuries of maritime trade. It's pure culture, preserved by the exact same geography that makes the Strait so tense.
So here we are. We've arrived at the enduring paradox of the Strait of Hormuz. It's a place that seems to exist in two completely different states at the exact same time. How do you reconcile these two realities?
I mean, when you break it down like this, the contrast is just everywhere. The water is either a militarized superhighway or a peaceful fjord. The land is either home to missile batteries or rainbow valleys. The people are either soldiers on high alert or they're artisans carrying on traditions that are thousands of years old. Two completely different faces of the exact same place.
And maybe this is the most profound takeaway of all, that even here, in a place so often defined by human conflict and strategic tension, the natural world just carries on, calmly creating moments of breathtaking and gentle beauty.
Which leaves us with this one final, fascinating question to chew on. How can a single place embody so much human-made tension while also being a canvas for nature's most serene and beautiful art? The story of Hormuz, it turns out, isn't one or the other. It's the incredible story of both, somehow existing together.